Hey everyone, welcome to my channel if you're new, or welcome back if you're not. So for today's video I'm going to be doing another installment of my makeup wish lists, and this is basically a series where I'm talking about what makeup products I have on my makeup wish list and telling you about the products that I'm planning to buy or want to buy or are interesting to me and why. And as always, if you have tried any of these products, please let me know what you think, and if you have any recommendations for me to add to my list, please let me know as well. So for today I'm actually going to be talking about some products that I wasn't sure where to put and I didn't want to make other categories too long. So for today I'm going to be talking about brushes, accessories and lashes. So I have my laptop in front of me which has my wish list on it, and also so that I can look at the websites and read the descriptions and stuff, so that's why I might be looking down a lot. So without any further ado, let's jump into it. So under my brush / accessories category I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 products, and the first on that list is the Vera colour switch. This has been around for a while and it's something that I should probably get soon because I've had it on my list for so long. But if you haven't seen it, it's like a little jar with kind of I think like a rough sponge in it, or some kind of like spongy meshy material, and you can clean your brush in it so that you don't have to use any like liquid sprays, where you would have to clean your brush and then wait for it to dry before you want to go in with another colour. So this allows you to just wipe it off and dry, and it gets all that eyeshadow or product out of it, and you can switch colours, hence the name, colour switch. So I don't know why I haven't bought it, because it just seems so practical to have in my personal use as well as for my kit when I'm doing faces, so I don't have to go through so many different blending brushes. I can just switch my colour out. So that's one that I really should get soon. As I'm going through my lists and as I'm doing these videos, I'm kind of ranking things on, yeah, I should really get that soon, versus maybe that can just stay on the list for a while. But this retails for $17. This is off the Vera website. I do believe that Love Makeup had this on their site, but I couldn't find it when I was researching this. So I will have to look and see if I can find another like UK or Ireland stockist. But it's $17 in the US, and the description is: clean your brushes instantly with our Colour Switch Solo. No waters or liquids needed. Stroke your brush against the Colour Switch Solo sponge to completely remove eyeshadow colour. All Colour Switch sponges are reusable and can be washed with water and soap. So you can wash them out then to keep the actual sponge inside clean. And oh yeah, this is the Solo one that I'm looking at. There is another one that has a little a different sponge in the centre that you can use for wet products, I think, or something, but really I would just be interested in using it for eyeshadow brushes. Next on my list is the Perfect Blend Kit from Sigma. So this is a kit of 6 brushes, which are kind of more unique and more specific blending brushes, I guess. And it's sold in a set for $75. This is off the Sigma website. $75, but when you buy it in a set, you save $32. So it would be $107 normally if you were to buy them individually. So in the set is the E32 Exact Blend. This blends intense colour onto the outer corners of the eye. The E37 All Over Blend, best for going over your entire lid to blend any harsh lines. The E38 Diffuse Crease, blend strong colour into crease for a diffused effect. The E39 Buff and Blend, best for blending smaller areas for a precise finish. The E48 Pointed Crease, use the tip of the brush to pick up darker shades and apply using a rolling motion for crease control. And the E71 Highlight Diffuser, best to highlight areas such as the brow bone with the shorter side of the brush or to soften edges. So they're all quite unique and very specific in what they're supposed to be for. Obviously you can use brushes for whatever suits you, but that is what they're geared for, and it just seems really interesting to me, again, for either my personal use or for the kit. And being that blending is key with eye makeup, it just seems good to have a few different tools in your kit to tackle different types of blending. So again, that's been on my list for a while because that isn't new, but it is $75, so and it's something that I just want to try that, you know, may or may not work for me or my kit. I haven't gone and picked it up just yet. So the next item is the Brushfolio Lite brush stand. So it's a brush stand basically, and I've kind of been humming and hawing with this. It is only $20, but you know, that's off the Brushfolio website. I'm not sure if I could find a stockist in Ireland or UK, so that could also incur a lot of shipping charges. But this is interesting to me because, well, for my personal use, I have different pots of makeup brushes on my makeup table, and I'm pretty happy with that. I like the way that works for me. In my kit, I have a brush belt, which I absolutely love, It's from Sedona Lace and it zips up around the side, so it's ideal for traveling because a lot of belts just close up and then they're open on the top, so brushes tend to fall out if you're using them in a freelance kit and you're moving around with them. But I take the majority of my clients from my studio here, and when I lay out my products, I have my brush belts just laid out flat, which is perfectly fine, and I'm completely used to it and I know exactly where my brushes are and stuff. It would just save a little bit of space and it might make it a little bit easier to have them kind of laid out one by one next to each other than kind of in bunches in different pockets. And even when I am traveling doing freelance, I'll only wear my belt if I don't have much working space. So it depends on the area that I'm setting up in. Sometimes there'll be like a table, sometimes there'll be a windowsill that I can lay out kind of my brushes and a few key products, and then I'll just work from my case. But if we're in a small space and I don't have any area to lay out anything, I'll just wear my belt, and that is when that comes in absolute necessity. So this is something that would just be specific to my kit and maybe just specific to working from my studio. So if you're also a working artist, or if you just want a neater, simpler way to store your makeup brushes or to travel with your makeup brushes if you travel a lot, I just think this is a really nice, tidy idea, and I'll have to look into the stockists or into shipping and see about picking that up. Okay, so the next item that's on my list is more of a luxury purchase, and I don't intend on buying this anytime soon because it's not a necessity for me. I think this was just one of those times that I was in kind of a black hole of looking at brush sets online, and I came across this and I really liked it, so I just popped it on the list. And it is the Luxie Rose Gold 30-piece brush book set. So it's a brush set of 30 brushes, but it comes in like a portfolio book, which I really like the idea of. Again, for the kit, it's just super handy, but you know, I have a brush belt that works. I may try the Brushfolio stand, but obviously this includes a full set of brushes, and the set looked decent. Like sometimes I look at a set and go, yeah, I'd have to add like loads to it. But this looks like a decent set. It is €293.79, so €300 basically. So that is why it's something that I'm probably not going to buy, but it's something that I can definitely just reference to and have kind of just have it there, just so if I can come across any like maybe dupes or similar things that I can compare it to. Okay, the next item is something else from Sigma, and it is the brush cleaning mat. Again, this isn't new. They first came out with the brush cleaning glove, I believe, which was like a silicone glove that had all these different textured patterns, so that when you're washing your brushes and like deep cleaning them under a tap, that you don't have to use your hands, so you don't get all wrinkly from being in water and they don't get dried out from the soap and stuff. And I remember at the time it sounded interesting to me, but I think it was Wayne Goss put out a video about it and basically saying it was a waste of money because at the end of the day your hand works just fine, your hand has texture on it, and if you really didn't want to use your hand, you could also use a silicone oven glove. So I remember just thinking, yeah, I guess it's kind of a waste of money or whatever. But I added this recently because I just saw Louise Pentland, Sprinkle of Glitter, using this in one of her vlogs, and she used the mat, which I hadn't really seen before. I think I saw when it came out, but I didn't look into it, where she basically just had it stuck on her basin of her sink in a way that the water was just running straight down onto it. So she didn't have to use her hand or anything, she could just swirl it onto the mat, which was stuck in her sink. So you can pour on a little bit of your soap or shampoo or whatever you're using, run the water and swirl your brush in it, and basically do it one-handed. So that I really liked the idea of, and in her vlog she had said that it saved her so much time that she got through brushes really, really quickly. So I only added this the other day, so I haven't kind of weighed up whether I really want to buy it soon or not. So reading off the website, the Sigma website, it is $32, but I am pretty sure that Sigma has a few different UK stockists. But it is an innovative device featuring 7 patented textures to wash both eye and face brushes. The silicone brush cleansing mat includes suction cups on the back side for the secure placement on flat surfaces. Uniquely designed to fit most sinks at 32% larger than the Express brush cleaning mat. Okay, so they have an Express cleaning mat as well, which is a smaller size. So yeah, again, I think I only added this to the list yesterday, so I have to look into it a little bit more, see if I can find any stockists, how much it is here. But yeah, anything that can make deep cleaning brushes easier sounds good to me. Alright, the next thing on my list, I don't know where I heard about this. I can't remember. It might have been Makeup by Ren, or no, it could have been actually Melissa Street. It was definitely a pro artist anyway, but in my search on Google and YouTube and stuff, I couldn't find what makeup artist recommended this. because it's not actually geared towards makeup itself. Anyway, it is the Cocoon Grid It, which is basically like an organising mat. So it's a mat that has all these different elastics that you can slot things in. It says on the website, organise your chargers, cords, headphones and gadgets, holds items firmly in place, endless configurations. So it's a little organisation system, and I think you can get the mats in different sizes. But whoever was recommending this, I really can't remember, was basically saying that it's perfect for makeup brushes, for makeup pencils, for like random items in your kit that you just want to store neatly. So that was the idea behind putting that on my list. I think I was thinking about my kit more so than for personal use, for pencils and brushes and random things. But it would be good if you just have like a little makeup table and you want your few key products organised neatly, or you want to use it for organising makeup brushes, or you wanted to use it for your gadgets and stuff. I think it's a pretty cool idea. So let's look at prices. Well, they have all different kinds. They have like they have laptop cases that have the elastics on the outside, so it's like a 2-in-1. They have ones for tablets, for sun visors. Oh, that would be handy. So you can get it in all different shapes and sizes. The extra small one is $12.99, and you can get packs where you get a few different sizes, going up to $60. So yeah, even for non-makeup, I think that's a cool idea. I've definitely seen it around at different places, like on Facebook and stuff. But at some stage, it was recommended for makeup stuff. Alright, the next brush I have on my list is one that I actually already have. It is the Crown C528. Let me grab it. So I actually have one here, and it is this teeny tiny little detail blender. And I just love it because it's so precise and it's tapered but not pointed. So sometimes I'll see little detail blenders like this, but they're too tapered and they actually come to a sharper point. And I got this, I think, the last time I was at a beauty trade show, and I absolutely love it in my kit. And I would like to get at least another two, one for myself and a second one for my kit, and maybe a third one for my kit, because it's just perfect for the under eye and doing like outer corner or very precise crease work on smaller eyes. But the reason I haven't just gone online and just ordered another 3 or 4, because it is Crown, so they are very affordable. I'll actually pull up the price here. So it's $7.52. Oh, that's more than I thought it would be, being that it's so small. It's €7.52. But the reason I haven't just ordered another 3 or 4 is because I find with Crown they can do some amazing brushes. Loads of my brushes are Crown and that I've had for ages, and some of them will last really, really well. I find that they can be inconsistent, that I'll have a style like this that I love, and then I'll decide I want some more. I'll buy another few and they'll come and they might be slightly different, but it makes a big difference to the way they perform. And even looking off the picture, this could be just because this has been used a number of times and it's kind of gotten worn in. But even just looking off the picture, that one looks a lot more pointed rather than having a soft taper. But I guess if I kind of pinch this a little bit neater, it does go more pointed, so it could just be because this one has been well loved. So in recent years, I tend to just buy Crown when I'm looking at them in person, generally at a trade show. So I do believe the Professional Beauty Show, I think it is coming up in Dublin. I may or may not go, but if I do, I'll pick up more of these. That's why I have it on my list. And if not, I might order another one and just see if it's the same. The next item I have is just kind of a general item, is a small empty sifter jar. That's basically something that I need to get for my kit, or at least some empty sifter jars, because I do have 1 or 2 larger loose powders that I want to be able to decant into smaller pots for loose powders, which I can buy just small regular jars, but if I can get some small little sifter jars, that would be even handier. And then the last thing that is on my list, I don't think I will be buying, but it is there because to keep it in my mind, because I want to find a dupe if that happens. It is the Z Potter. Now, if you don't know, Z Palette are a company that make empty magnetic palettes, so that you can customize your own palettes by inserting, you know, the way you can buy eyeshadows that are just in pan form, or if you want to depot eyeshadows that are in containers, or powders, or blushes, whatever it is. So they've been around and they've been popular for a very long time. I have a number of them in my kit that I use for different things. I have like a contour, kind of mix and match palette. I have a face powders, different ones. But earlier this year they had a little bit of controversy and a lot of people don't want to support them anymore, where basically they had come out with this product, a Z Potter, which was a device that allowed you to depot products easily. I haven't depotted products in a long time, and the way I used to do it was with some greaseproof paper over a straightener, and you put your product on the paper so that it melts the glue inside. You can take out your pan and clean off the glue off the back. So it is kind of time consuming and messy and a little bit dangerous, but it allows you to really condense a lot of products into organized pallets. So Z Pallet came out with this device. It's called the Z Potter, and it retails for $85. And the description says, depotting is now safe, simple and efficient. Introducing the Z Potter, a game-changing device that expertly separates your makeup from its original packaging. Forgo the flat iron, that was me. Abandon the oven, kiss candles and lighters goodbye, and give hair dryers the heave-ho. So that is the thing, people try all sorts of ways to depot their makeup, so it was really cool that there was this device that would make it easier. And apparently it uses a certain kind of heat, induction heating I think, so that it wouldn't actually get hot to the touch, so it was a lot safer. It would just heat metal, so it would just heat the metal pan inside your product. But as soon as people started seeing this product, I think it was before it was even came out, I believe it was on Trend Mood's Instagram page, people were commenting saying it's basically just a hot plate. Now apparently, according to the company, that's not true, because it's not getting hot, it's using this induction heat, whereas a hot plate would get hot. I'm not really sure, I've never used a hot plate, I don't know how that works, but they were basically saying that's not true. But they didn't just say that politely, they were being really, really rude to customers in the comment section, and like not even dismissive, like actually rude, and saying to people that they were too poor for it, to afford it, and to the point that some people were thinking that they've been hacked, or that at least whoever was in control of the social media was gone off a rampage, and that there would be a big apology. But there wasn't an apology, and the owner of Z Pallet basically stood by what was said, and that she felt that she was protecting her baby, her product, that she put so much love into it, which is understandable that you would get frustrated, but it was like just unbelievably unprofessional. And for a big brand like Z Pallet, it was a big deal. And then I remember seeing some other stories, I think one from, I could be wrong, but I believe it was Kevin James Bennett, from a reputable artist anyway, who talked about their dealings with the Z Pallet owner, I can't remember her name, and that basically she's been kind of a shady character for a while. So a lot of people don't want to support Z Pallet anymore, and I'd rather not if I can avoid it. So I'm hoping that there will be some sort of dupe or some other sort of gadget for depotting makeup, because it is time consuming and messy and kind of dangerous. But there again, I haven't really been depotting things, and that's a mixture between necessity and how annoying it is to do. So that is basically the big long story about why that is on my list, but I don't really intend on buying it. So that is the brushes and accessories portion of my wish list, and then I just have a few lashes that I had as well on my list. So I could have thrown them in with my eyes and brows and stuff section, but I didn't want to make that section too long, so we'll just jump into the lashes. First up, I have the Eldora H176, and these were recommended at a P. Louise workshop I was at, and they like to use Eldora lashes, and they had mentioned some of their more popular styles, and I jotted down, there were maybe 5 or 6 different styles that they mentioned, and while I was prepping for this video I looked into each style, and this was the only one that really stood out to me as something that I liked, and also that was different from what I already use in my kit. So these have those lovely fluttery and wispy ends, but they're like separated into those nice chunks. That sounds like a bad description, like it's not like it's chunky or something, but it's just separated and gives it more of kind of a doll-like appearance. So they are £7 a pair on the Eldora website. So I would like to order maybe a couple styles of those and see what they're like on the eye. Then I have some styles from Flutter Lashes. Initially I had written down the Slayla lashes, which I think was Jaclyn Hill used all the time, but I couldn't find them on the site. So I think they might have been discontinued, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they were the collaboration with Makeup Shayla. So that was what initially drew me into Flutter Lashes. Couldn't find the Slayla lashes that Jaclyn Hill loves, but I did see 2 other styles that I really like. The Intoxicating style, which is currently out of stock but retails for $9.95 US. It does appear to have a thicker band, so it's probably one that I would maybe just use on myself. I don't really like to work with thicker bands on clients. They can just be a little bit more difficult depending on the eye, whereas when I'm doing it on myself, I know my eye a lot better, and generally I'm not under a certain time crunch and I can kind of take my time and play around with it. But they just appear to be really voluminous and thick and kind of spiky fluttery, if that makes sense. And I think I saw a picture of Manny MUA wearing these and they were lovely on him. And then the other style that I spotted that I really liked were the Prestige style. Again, they're $9.95 and they're just super thick and voluminous. Not as kind of long and wispy ends on them, but they do have that kind of crisscross formation so that they don't look just like blunt. And then from Cake Face Beauty, I have written down the Lionhearted Lashes, which are the collaboration with Kim Thai. And I put these down on the recommendation of Raw Beauty Christie. I think she had them on and they looked amazing, and I've heard other people rave about them as well. I think Jackie Aina mentioned them too. But they are, again, nice and voluminous at the base, but they have really long wispy ends. And they have a few different pictures on their websites of different people wearing them, and they kind of look different on everyone. So I'd be interested to try those out myself. They are $18 and they are silk lashes. And then finally from Pure Cosmetics, I have the Trendsetter style. And these I put down because the Taylor was wearing these. She kind of tends to wear those, again, those like separated and bunched style lashes. And she was wearing these in a video and I checked out what they were. And they were the Trendsetter 3D Silk lashes from Pure. So they do have those nice bunches. They're a little bit fluttery, but they're not as tightly bunched and separated as the Eldora lashes that I mentioned earlier. So that was the last item on this bunch of products of my brushes, accessories, lashes. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. That just lets me know that you like this kind of video and helps me out a lot. And if you haven't already, and if you'd like to, you can subscribe to see more videos from me and more of my makeup wish lists. I will link down in the description box the playlist for the wish lists so that as I'm uploading them, they will be added to that playlist. So guys, that is it from me for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys. So I have my laptop in... Sorry, my dog is up and about. Try not to look at him so that he just goes back to bed. Because if I look at him, he'll just come over and jump up on me. In fairness, he's been very good. I've been filming for a little bit and he's been very good. So he's just up and stretching and sneezing. Excuse me. Oh God.